Hi everyone, this is Diane. I'm just starting work on the Tulip journal using this cover. It's kind of beat up, but I had to use it because it has a Dutch lady with a flower cart with tulips on it, of course, and some Dutch children. And she's by the sea selling flowers. And I just thought it was perfect for a tulip journal. So I have selected the papers, the scrapbook papers. I'm using a kit from Chapter 1 Papers, and it's a tulip kit, but I forgot the name of it, but it only has 3 different journal pages plus this one with the lines on it. I put that on the backs of all of these. I could have printed them twice, but I just decided to print them once, and so there will be 1 digital page in each signature. And so I have an extra, well, sometimes I put 2 or 3 scrapbook pages in a signature, usually 2, but this time there are 3, I think. And I've also taken some pages from Ideals books and a gardening binder with tulips on it. I have those, and I will be adding some music paper. I'll have to cut that down, and some of this fun 3D sketchbook paper. You see that grid on it? So I'll put some of that in, and then I pulled some stationery to add. I have enough for 2 journals if I decide to make another one with that cross-stitch piece on the front. So I just have some pinks. Just pink stationery, and some spring. Look at the dogs and the bunny and the squirrel and the tulips there. I think I have to include that. This one has little ducks in the rain, maybe. And this is a very spring one. Isn't that pretty? I might save that for the other journal and just use a different one. Maybe that one with the deer. Looks spring-like. Oh, and I have some vintage. Oh, I don't want to use those. They have violets. That one does. This one doesn't. I'll find another envelope if I want to put them in the center. So I'll put this with the papers for the other journal in case I do a second one. So I want to do a little stenciling right now before I assemble the pages. The book is 7 inches wide, the book cover. So I don't really want the page to be 7 inches. I think it was 7. Let me see. Yeah, it says 7 inches. So, but folding the page in half and making a 6-inch page was really left too much of a gap there. So I cut the pages down to 9 inches for the height, and then I took the strips that I cut off and cut them 1 inch wide, 1 1/4 inch wide, and 9 inches high, and then added them to the front. So these are all wide enough now for the book, but they're white on the back, and I don't want that, so I'm going to do some stenciling. I did 1 page already. Yep, it was this one. I found a stencil that has a tulip on it. It was this jaw, and I think this came from a dollar store or something. One of the dollar stores. I got a couple of these things in a Happy Mail, and then I found some more when I went to a dollar store, whatever dollar store it was. So I think that's their brand. But anyway, it has a tulip on it, and so I used several different colors to stencil that. And then I wanted to use this stencil. I used it in a really fun elephant journal before, and I wanted to use it again. So I just took this with the straight lines and did it 1.5 times with a red marker on there just for some fun journaling lines. And then of course you have the rest of the space for journaling. And I just did that with this one. I just wanted to see how I liked it with the lines. So I want to, before I continue, I want to divide these up into the signatures that they will be in, so I don't do the same thing twice in one signature. So there's a pink and a green and a red. Okay. I think I will start with a red one. That'll be in the front of the signature. Oh, that's green. What's that doing there? It can go there. This matches that, so I'm going to take this, and there will be a page in between, pages in between them, of course. And then I'll just take a pink one. That'll be one signature. Okay. So what do we have here? I don't think I did any of these yet. Okay. Let me check something else. Which one did I do? The pink one. So I'm going to take the pink page in each signature to do the lines. Just to keep things consistent. Doesn't have to be. It's just me. I think I will use this stencil because it just looks like windmills to me. I don't know if that's what it'll look like when it's stenciled, but I'll just do that on this side, and then the tulip and some journaling lines on this side. I'll put the tulip on this side this time. I think I used festive berries. I think I'll use picked raspberry for this one. Mowed lawn for the stems and leaves. I used yellow squeezed lemonade for the butterflies, but I think I'll make these butterflies orange. I have this Stampin' Up! Marker. It's old. I've had it for a long time, but it's real red and it worked on that other page. So I think I'm going to try the spiral for this one. sometimes the fine tip doesn't work on these markers. I use the brush tip most of the time when I use them. Now that I don't make cards, I don't use them that much. But I want to use them more. They're in my closet, my craft closet, in a bucket on the top shelf. So if I can find a place closer here to my table to store them, I think I would use them more. In my other craft room, I had a small table that was just for stamping and stenciling and painting and doing the messy work. The coloring, that was my coloring table. And I had my rotating Stampin' Up! Stamp pad holder on right on the table, and my bucket of markers was right there. My mixed media supplies were in the cabinet right behind me, so I could just swivel around and get them. I really liked that setup, but I don't have that space anymore. So that looks like a fun little place to journal. I like that. I don't have orange in my papers, but I will introduce a little orange. I don't remember which one I used for orange. Must be that one. Just a little bit. I'll add another color. This one is Fired Brick. I'm taking care of Layla today, my granddaughter. Her mom goes to work early. She works in the hospital. And her dad is away for a couple of days at a conference. So I went and picked her up for school this morning and took her to school. Just going to put a little color around the edge. So then I'll have to go pick her up. I did invite her to spend the night because it's Saturday, or it's Friday. Sorry, that was my daughter-in-law, mother of Layla. Anyway, what was I saying? I have to pick her up tonight, and I invited her to spend the night because tomorrow's Saturday, but we're having 50-degree weather today, but by night it's getting cold, and by like 1 o'clock in the morning the snow will start, and it will snow for like 24 hours, and we're supposed to get like between 5 and 10 inches. So if it's going to snow all night, I figured she would get snowed in here. So she's not spending the night tonight. Her mom will pick her up after work. That's quite a bit of color on that page. I'm not going to do all the pages while you're watching. I'll do one more. I just have to see what she wants me to do. Okay, nothing I need to worry about right now. Sorry. That's what happens when you're, you know, taking care of your children that aren't your children. You have to pay attention to things. I want to use this stencil, and what color will I use? I will use picked raspberry. And I'm concerned about my son because he's with another guy and they are at this conference in Indiana. We're in Pennsylvania. It's a 12-hour drive. And they'll be driving home Saturday. I don't know what time they're supposed to leave Saturday. But they'll be driving home and not getting home till sometime Saturday evening or late Saturday. And it's going to be snowing all day. And we've been advised to stay off the roads. Now, I don't know if that forecast is for Indiana, but it's certainly for the area that they'll be traveling to. Oops. Gotta hold on to the paper. Okay, so I have 3 done for one signature. I'm going to move on to something else now, I think, so that you don't get bored. I have these tulips that I cut from that piece of tissue that I had, that I showed with my tulip supplies in a different video, and this napkin. It's noon. Oh, it's not sticking. I didn't do any process videos for the daffodil journal, so I thought you would want me to do some for this. Let me see what I have in the printables. So, see if I need tags, pockets, what. Sorry for reaching in front of the camera. So there was only 3 pages in the printable, but there are a lot more ephemera pieces. There's all these die cuts that I can use, which is awesome. And I have 2 postcards. This will be a card in a pocket. This is just a plain card that I have, that I got from somebody, and these are butterflies. They came with the kit, birds and butterflies and hyacinths. I don't know if I'll use them. This one does have a tulip, and it has some bulbs, but I don't know. There's another hyacinth. Okay, the rest of the stuff I think is tulips. That didn't come with the kit. But that's a tiny little pocket for that tag. And this is an accordion book, and it has 2 images to glue on the front. So I'll need a pocket for that to go into. Two little tags, 2 little pockets. These don't go with this kit. and some journal cards and another little pocket. So I'll need some little things to go into those little pockets. There's quite a bit here. So what I think I need are some little pieces for the little pockets and some larger tags and larger pockets for these. I do have this tulip fabric that I was hoping to make pockets with. So I'm going to go ahead and start making some pockets, I think. Tags. Let's do tags first. But I'm going to get some Mod Podge. I think I'm going to have to buy some Mod Podge soon. Trying to remember where I put all my stuff. There's cups I can put it in. This is a pretty good size book, so I want a good size tag, a few tags, because the other elements are small. I think this is probably too big. No, that would work. I could make some big pockets for those big tags. I have these bright green tags too. They would be fun in this tulip journal. But I only have one tulip napkin. So, need to make good use of it. I can have this coming up out of the corner, but I want something on that, so I'm going to stamp a background. I think this would be pretty. Okay, we'll just go with that one. I like that. But I need to use a waterproof ink, so I'm going to put Mod Podge on it. I have a gray that's waterproof. Waterproof. And I have a green that's waterproof. Let's see what that green looks like. The gray might be nice. Must be I didn't put enough ink on it. Well, it's not very dark, is it? But it doesn't need to be dark. It's just a background for the tulips. Well, let's try it on a tag and see how it goes. This is new ink, so it shouldn't be old and dried up. My goodness, what a difference. I think I was just trying to do it too fast to do a sample. I know I won't line it up perfectly. Not bad though, it's just slightly tipped. Not bad. I think that'll look pretty with this. I hope it doesn't overpower the tulips now. Okay, so I'm gonna tear the edge off of that. So obviously, if I had not used waterproof ink, this Mod Podge would be smearing the ink. Try not to push too hard to tear the napkin. I don't care if it wrinkles. Some people don't like the wrinkles. I don't mind them. You can see the pattern through the napkin, which is pretty. And I could put a little bit up here, some of these little pink flowers there. Just to extend the design and the color up that way a little bit. And I might as well just coat the entire tag with the Mod Podge. And now we just have to let it dry. And I will probably do some inking around the edge. And of course add something into the hole there. But I think it looks very pretty. I like it. I'm going to set this aside and then we're going to do something with the tissue paper. Do I want to tear it or cut it? I think I will cut it because I can't tear around here without tearing the tulip. For this, I could, again, stamp a background. There's a little bird there, but I'm going to cut that off because it's very hard to see it. And it just looks like a lump on the leaf. It's a tiny little bird. It doesn't make sense for it to be sitting on that leaf. I think it was supposed to be a bird. All right. Or I could use music paper or book page or scrapbook paper behind it. Or a doily. Let me go grab a doily. Sorry, it took longer than I thought. I was trying to find a doily the right size that would show lots of lacy bits, and I grabbed some music while I was at it. This stuff is in a cabinet in my office, and I wasn't prepared because I didn't know what I was going to do. I love it with the doily. I think that looks really pretty. And then I can edge it with a color. Okay, I might have to edge it with a color first, because I don't know if the color would stick to the Mod Podge. But I'm not going to use a waterproof color. Yeah, I could use the green. Made that piece extra long. I just buy a nice quality felt. Not really expensive, but not super cheap. And cut it into pieces for my distressors. This is Fern Green Archival Ink by Ranger, Designer Series Wendy Vecchi, in case you're curious. It's a nice color. I got a few different ones of Wendy Vecchi's when they were on, I think 50% off. I don't think they were on clearance. So will that be enough? Let's try one more thing. Looking for a background. I think this will be the least intrusive because these are pretty saturated with pattern. And this maybe I'll use the gray. Waterproof. Well, once again, it's very pale on the paper, but I want it to be pale. I just want it to add some texture to the back. That looks good. Oh, that's crooked. Oh well. It's just to add texture, and that's going to be covered with doily anyway. I didn't want to get my head in the way. Okay, so now I can Mod Podge these pieces on. And I think that will be very pretty. Oops. I'll start by putting the Mod Podge over the tag. I think that's going to be really pretty. And when I add some ribbons or something up there, I should have trimmed some of this off before I started. Yeah, that's going to be pretty. And I just have a couple minutes left. Let's take a look at that green tag. Maybe, I don't know if I want to use it. It's small. I could save that for the other journal. I might make the other journal, if I make another one, might make it smaller. I don't know. I probably won't use this red cover because this doesn't fit on it very well. So I would make a cover out of file folder or fabric or chipboard or something. But I don't have to make it huge. So I might save those green ones for that. But I'll make another. I don't have very much of this size left. I thought I did. I may have just stashed them somewhere. What can we do with this one? I don't want to use more napkin. Well, I could, yeah. Well, this, I want a piece of the napkin decoupage one in each signature. And this, I'm trying to make 3 different. Well, no, I don't need 3 tags in each signature. At least not right off the bat. So this can go in another signature. I probably won't be able to finish this before I have to stop the video. We've had 2 abrupt ends recently. I'm not sure what order you will see this in. Maybe you haven't seen the second abrupt end yet. I've done quite a few, I want to put some background on that. I've done quite a few destash or organizing videos with destashing, and a couple of them ended abruptly because my battery died. Or I guess the battery didn't die the second one, I just had to stop it because I had a phone call I had to take. Anyway, regardless, I try not to do that, but I don't edit, and you just take what you get from me. I'm gonna try this vintage photo with this speckled background. So I don't know, the organizing videos don't have to go, they can go in between some of these videos. But I won't be doing the destash until the organizing videos are done. The destash is done, and it's put into bundles, and it's videoed. I haven't listed anything yet, but I have crochet pieces and handkerchiefs and lots of vintage papers and ephemera all ready to go as soon as I get them photographed and listed in my shop and get the video up. And like I said, I don't know how I'm going to end up, what order they're going to end up being as far as videos go. Well, that's dark, but I think it's okay. This one is vintage photo. I wonder what the other one was that I got. Yeah, these are waterproof. The other one is darker, ground espresso. So I wouldn't have wanted that. Yeah, I don't have a light brown that's waterproof. I can show you the other Wendy Vecchi though. I have Bluebird. And this one, Thistle, which is a plum color. That bugs me. I didn't have it up high enough. It's better. I think I will have enough ephemera pieces for 2 journals. I just don't know if I want to take the time to do 2 journals, tulip journals. Because I have, besides the digital ephemera that I showed you, I have other things that I've collected. Postcards, greeting cards, things out of books, that sort of thing. Okay, so I have 3 Mod Podge tags done, and I'll have to do 3 more for this journal. And then I have other ephemera to make too. So I will see you. Well, let me just show you before we go. I know the time is running out, but I'll show you the other pieces that I have. This is a digital postcard. I'll cut that. It was torn just like that. It's one that I owned. I don't think I have it anymore, but it's a little Dutch girl. And so I just made a copy of that postcard before I sold it. So I'll just trim that to make it look like it's torn and put her in. And I have cards, vintage cards with tulips, note paper, postcard, gardening card, and then these can be just glued into the book as decorative borders. A vintage piece, probably from a seed catalog, and a vellum piece from a modern greeting card. So I have a lot, and this will go in the journal that I'm working on now. Somehow, it's still too wide, I think, but this is the bigger of the journals, so I want to put that in there. I might have to just trim that part off, which is a shame because it's really cute that way, and I would cut around her better too. So that's what I have to work with, and I will come back and continue working after I eat my lunch. Have a great day, and be creative, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!